A question I get a lot on any of my numerous die to red videos is, why didn't you just revive? And it's not actually the dumbest question in the world, because there are certain games and categories and scenarios where having a revive as a safety net or even part of the strategy is actually a really good idea. But I wanted to make a quick comparison video to show you why it is not actually a relevant strat at all in Heart Gold Soul Silver glitchless runs. And so the reason that's the case is, if you look at my run 2 days ago, where I had the best pace run ever to red, it was ahead by just over a minute. And so, in order to be able to use a max revive, you first have to get a max revive, and you also have to buy X special defense, because as you'll see on the right here, resetting up, you need to set up the X special defend again, otherwise Venusaur is able to 2-hit you. And if it can 2-hit you, then you simply can't set up again. And the reason you need to set up again is, if you don't set up X specials, you'll simply hit Venusaur into healing range, and then red will heal Venusaur, and you're not going anywhere. So you need to set up the X special defend and the 3 X specials to be able to take Venusaur out again. And doing all of this, as you'll see from this video, just reduces all of your lead to less than 0. You end up behind. So, not even taking into account the 8 or so seconds that it would take to get a max revive and the X special defense that you don't need for any other scenario, it simply does not save the run. You end up losing anyway. Your entire lead is gone, so you're basically just spending 8 seconds for nothing. And so your run that would have actually lived, eventually, that will happen one day, I promise you, ends up being 8 seconds slower than necessary. Because if you look at this run, or the comparison between these two, without having to use the revive, it only took 21 seconds to get rid of Venusaur, and if you end up using the revive, look at that, 1:54. Over a minute and a half. The run's dead anyway. I still expect to get these comments every single time, but hopefully, for the people who watch this, they've learned something.